Hi, I'm Danny. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm checking out the MUCAR 892 OBD2 bidirectional scan tool. I previously reviewed the ThinkScan 689 BT, and this model uses the same operating system and software. I'll put a link to that video in the description. The main difference between the two scan tools is MUCAR's built-in AI feature. And that's what I'm going to focus on and how helpful it is for the do-it-yourself mechanic. Let's start this video by going over what you get with your purchase. Here's the main unit. It's an 8-inch touchscreen with 1200 by 800 resolution. On the back, it has an adjustable kickstand that can also attach to your steering wheel for hands-free viewing. As far as connecting it to the car, the VCI is magnetically stored on the back of the unit and completely out of the way. They also included a 3-foot RJ45 network cable and a USB to Ethernet adapter. There's also a specific F-chassis adapter if your model requires it. The USB-C cable for charging and data transfer, a 3-in-1 charger for USA, UK, and European plugs. You also get a quick start manual and a package list. And the protective case. Did I mention the lifetime updates? This means absolutely no subscription fees. Your scan tool stays updated year after year without a dime out of your pocket. I'll show you how to set this up at the end of the video, but let's get over to the car and hook this up. So let's go ahead and hook up the VCI. There we go. One of the biggest advantages of having a Bluetooth scanner is you don't have to be leashed to the car. I can do a lot of my checks on the bench where I'm a little bit more comfortable, and that's what I'm going to do. I have the VCI hooked up. I have the key on. I just need to do an auto search for the VIN. So it's going to scan the VIN and see if it picks up my Honda. So it picked up my Honda. Now I'll select 16 pin and USA car. Now I can do a smart scan, and that's going to scan the modules that I have on my car. A system scan, that's going to scan everything, or I can choose which one to scan. And I want to choose which one to scan, and it's going to be the engine control module. We selected it, and now we're going to scan it. So this came up with a P0118 engine coolant temperature sensor. Circuit is high. Now, I may or may not know what that means, but if I go to Google search, it's going to give me videos and information about coolant temperature sensors. Now, if I go back and go to the AI portion of it, it's going to give me a definition. It says the circuit voltage is high, and if I go to circuit system inspection, it's going to give me information on how to fix this car. It also gives me an information of where that sensor is located on my car, and it actually gives me a schematic. So here's engine coolant temperature sensor 1, and here is engine coolant temperature sensor 2. Now if I want to diagnose this, let's go ahead and flip back to the previous page. Let's go to the circuit system inspection. So let's follow the AI diagnostics and see where it gets us. And remember, I'm not paying any third-party automotive diagnostic centers for the information for my schematics or how to repair the car. This is all free, and it has free lifetime updates. So this is going to stay current as long as you own this tool. So if I follow the AI diagnostics, it wants me to go to data stream. It wants me to look at engine coolant sensor number 1. So I've got it checked. I'm going to say OK, and it wants to know if the voltage on that sensor is over 4.92 volts. And it's reading 5 volts, so it is. Engine coolant temperature sensor 1 is located right here. And if you look at the image that AI provided, it's spot on. Now it wants me to disconnect the harness on engine coolant temperature sensor 1 and put a jumper wire between it and see if the voltage changes. I disconnected the engine coolant temperature sensor 1 just so I could get that code and show you the AI diagnostics. I think it works really good. I also want to show you a problem that I've been having for quite some time. It's with engine coolant temperature sensor number 1. What it does, when you first start it up cold, the idle surges. And the reason it surges is because there's a spike in coolant temperature sensor number 1. I'm going to graph it and I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to diagnose it when you can graph something. I'm in data stream and we're going to select engine coolant temperature sensor 1 and engine coolant temperature sensor 1 voltage. I'm going to say OK. There it is right here, and I'm going to go graph. And what I want to look at, a bigger screen, so let's look at voltage. So here's my line right here. Let me go start that vehicle up. And as it warms up, you'll probably see a spike. And then it seems fine after it spikes. But that makes my idle surge. And I know how to fix it. It just needs a temperature sensor, but I want to do a video on how I actually diagnosed it. That's why you guys should subscribe to my page. That way you know how to fix things when they come up. I also want to mention the Dollar Fix community. Dollar Fix is a social media platform for every car enthusiast. I just want to let you guys know that I didn't get paid to do this video. I did get the product sent to me for free to do a review. The AI feature on this is truly amazing. If you have no access to any automotive data or diagnostic, the AI feature is going to get you through fixing your car. As promised, I'm going to go over setup once you purchase this unit. To set up the 892BT, go ahead and press the power button for 3 seconds. It should power up. And then you should do this with a full charge. I charged this last night. There's your charging port. And then this is a USB expansion slot. So let's go ahead and just wait a minute for this to power up. Once it's powered up, you're going to go to More, and then you're going to go to Settings, and then this is where you're going to put in your email. I already did mine, Danny's DIY Garage, but you would just click it, and that's where you would put it. Look back up. And then the Wi-Fi, I put in mine, but this is where you would put it. There's mine right there. Back up. Software updates. This is where you're going to do all your software updates. Now, I already did mine also, but this is where you would update it. It would be right there. And that's pretty much it. So let's go to User. There's nothing I need to do here. Let's go to Universal. This is where you can change your language. You can change the brightness. You can turn up the volume. You want to set your time zone. I did that to America, Los Angeles. You can even change the wallpaper. You can use the 24-hour format. I'm choosing the 12-hour. You can change it to metric. And there's customer service. And that's basically all it is to set it up. So now let's go up to upgrades. And let's go here. I'm going to enter. So I already did these upgrades, so there's nothing left to do. Let's back up and let's go here. And then these are your vehicle diagnostic upgrades, and it has every single vehicle in here. So on the vehicles that you're never going to work on, I would just uncheck them, and then I would go ahead and do my upgrade. I hope you got something out of today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. The 892 BT, I would definitely recommend for you do-it-yourselfers. That way you get the extra information you need to fix that car. The professionals, you can get away with the 689 BT because you already have that diagnostic information. I'll put links to both of these products in the description. I hope you liked this video. Consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.